So bit of a weird one, this one. I'm just on my way home, and yeah, it's not really an official Liverpool thing as such. I was meant to be doing the wrap up of Monday Night Raw today, and for once, for a better phrase, I've neglected to watch it because I've been at work and I've been at the gym, so I haven't actually watched Monday Night Raw, so apologies to anyone that was expecting that. Yeah, I will endeavour to possibly watch it this evening. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. So, yeah, obviously the usual thing, just to make everyone aware, this will be going on YouTube podcast and YouTube videos, as per usual, as it always does. Basically, for once of a better phrase, I've just watched a bit of Red Men. Now, by the way, this isn't me having a go at Red Men TV. I absolutely love them. And there was discussion with Chloe, Dan, Stevie Hoare, and Chris Pajak. And like I said, it's not me having a go at them at all. At all. I absolutely love the channel. Yeah, it's more about what was coming out about Arne Slot. Now, obviously, everyone's entitled to their opinion, as I've said before. If you want Slot out, fine. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. If you want Slot in, I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. I think it's more of a mental health thing with me, to be honest. Sorry, I'm going to go find somewhere to sit. I'm just walking around Wellington Place, by the way, if anyone actually ends up seeing this. Yeah, I don't know if it's mental health, but like that's probably the wrong thing entirely. Basically, what I'm mumbling on about is I feel guilty. In fact, let me just sit down for a second. There we go. Yeah, no, I think it's just the fact that I feel very, very extremely guilty. And the reason I feel guilty is because of Arne Slot. It's probably just me. Like, as most of you guys know, I've had mental health issues in the past, blah, 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 blah. All over it now. All good. It's all great. But obviously I've had to do a lot of soul searching and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know if it's just me, but I just feel really guilty about wanting Arne Slot to be fired, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, look, I'm a grown-up, and if the man isn't performing to his abilities, like any of us would do with our regular jobs, then he has to go. Hey, Laura, how you doing? You all right? Hello, Logan. How you doing, guys? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, like I said, any of us who aren't doing their jobs will be subject to losing their jobs, and that's fine. That's life. It's happened to me before. I'm sure it's happened to a few of you guys before. I just feel, look, at the end of the day, I guess what I'm saying is, the bloke won us the league last year. I know it's last year. I don't want to bring the Diogo Jota thing up, but the man has had to cope with that as well. He's got us to a League Cup final as well. I know we didn't win it. We're currently, 2 points off top four. Realistically, probably in the last 16 of the Champions League, God willing, hopefully. Lads, please don't let me down tomorrow, by the way. And we're still in the FA Cup. And I could understand a lot of supporters, to be honest, looking from the outside in, going, you ungrateful little... That's not me saying that at all. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Logan, good. Good, how are you? Good to you. Yeah, I'm all right, Laura and Logan, thanks. It's just me being a bit of an idiot, to be honest. Like I said, basically, I've just listened to like a podcast about Arne Slot potentially losing his job. I'm not saying he's lost his job, by the way, but I don't know. I just had that sudden sense that I just feel really, really, excuse my language, I just feel really, really shit about it. Like that this fella that's brought me one of the best days of my life, and he's coped with, for all of us and all of our behalves, what happened to Diogo, God rest his soul, and I'm not going to say we're treating him like this. Look, we're all entitled to our opinions at the end of the day. Do I think Arne Slot should stay? I'm at the point where I honestly don't know. I really don't know. But I just feel incredibly, I suppose the word is ungrateful. I feel incredibly ungrateful. I feel like a spoilt little brat for even suggesting such a thing for... basically, the bloke won the league when I was at my lowest last year. I was having severe, rubbishy mental health problems, which fortunately are all gone now. And that league title win, I can't literally... that really did help me. That came at literally, I won't go for too much into it, but that came at a massive time for when we won the league. It really did help me. And I can't thank the bloke enough. And it was apart from my son being born and meeting the missus and all that business, all the, this, that and the other, it was the greatest day of my life, without a shadow of a doubt. And to then go to a situation where, 6-7 months later, yes, 6-7, before anyone says anything. Have you got an annoying son that says that, by the way, anyone? Literally, my son, all he ever says now is 6-7. Literally, if I asked him his name, he'd say 6-7, honestly. But yeah, basically, long story short, folks, is it's just me being a bit pissy. I just feel very, very guilty about asking for a fella that's won the league, basically, and I just feel, I'm not saying anyone else should feel like this, I just feel really, really guilty. I probably shouldn't feel guilty. Look, at the end of the day, I don't know I don't know Arne Slot. I've never met the bloke before. Would me and him go out for a beer? Probably not. Yes, 6-7. Yes, thank you, Leo. 6-7. Thank you, Leo Spider. That was my dad's name, actually, Leo. Very good name, mate. Oh, I've let myself in for it now, haven't I? Right, you keep pressing 6-7, mate, that's fine. Basically, long story short, folks, I just feel really guilty. And I don't know why I feel guilty. Should I feel guilty about some fellow that I've never even met before? Probably not. But basically, that league title win last year, and you can't base it on this season, obviously, but that league title winning side, that meant the absolute world to me. To be in a situation where literally a few months later the bloke could lose his job, I just feel... Basically, I feel like shit. Basically, I don't know what's come over me. Basically, I've literally just come from the gym, listened to the Red Men podcast. Now, like I said, I'm not having to go at Red Men at all. I absolutely love Red Men. They're absolutely freaking awesome. But yeah, I just feel really guilty, basically. Let's have a look. Blake, yeah, 6-7. Laura, hi Laura again. Oh no, sorry. Two Lauras, another Laura. Is this the same Laura? Am I being really, really stupid? Hi, if anything. Leo Spider-Man Bernard. That's brilliant, lad. That's absolutely brilliant. My name is Leo. Oh, dude, seriously, that's made my day, Leo. That was actually my old fella's. That was his name. He died like about 28 years ago, whenever it was. Yeah, it's very cool to see that name, mate. Very, very cool. Let's have a look. Hello, Laura again. Let's have a look. Laura and Heath. There we go. Yeah. No. To be honest, folks, like I said, I'm just going to get my bag now because I'm probably not going to stop on too long. I think I just need to do a rant, to be honest. A rant before anyone says anything. Hello, Elijah. Am I homeless? No, Elijah. I'm just wandering around. I'll tell you where I am. That is Wellington Place in Leeds. I'm just... She said it 2 times. All right, cool, fair enough. No, it's apologies, Laura. Apologies, Leo. It's... yeah, I'm just not... I'm totally not focused at all at the minute. Like I said, I don't even know why... it was such a big thing for me. Obviously, I know Slot's been in danger. He's been in danger a while, but I think it just hit me that, I mean, basically, look, going back to actually Liverpool itself, I think if he loses tomorrow and loses to Newcastle, I think he's gone. And that's the reality of the situation. I don't see how I mean, let me put it this way: if he lost to Newcastle, Qarabag, and Manchester City, sorry, I'm going through somewhere a bit dark in a minute. Let me go about that one. If he loses to all three of them, he's definitely gone, and it's as simple as that. I can't justify a bloke staying on if he's. I mean, I don't even know what the record is. I think it's something ridiculous, like we've won 5 games out of 18, and that's not good enough, to be honest. Obviously, it goes without saying. But yeah, does it make me feel any less guilty? Not really. Yes, mate, cheering you on. Oh, thank you. Let's have a look. Selman, hi, you good? Where are Toy right now? Where are you right now? I am in Leeds, Selman, just somewhere called Wellington Place, which I probably shouldn't announce actually, in case there's any. I'm not in case there's any serial killers about. Not that I'm accusing any of you guys of being serial killers, obviously. If you are, go to the place. Leo Spider-Man, it's fine. I struggle sometimes. Oh, it's nice to hear, Leo, that it's not just me. Yeah, like I said, folks, I probably shouldn't have really have come on, to be honest, but it's just something that I've really struggled with the last couple of days. Like I said, it's not for me to feel guilty. Look, I'm not Liverpool's manager at the end of the day, and look, the most important thing is Liverpool Football Club, and obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, even Jurgen Klopp would have been struggling with that sort of record. Obviously, if it had happened to Jurgen, he had enough credit in the bank. And I mean, that's the other stupid thing as well. Sure, you kind of look at it from the outside looking in, if we weren't Liverpool fans. And I'm like, well, surely league title and a League Cup final should be more than enough to have credit in the bank. I think, to be honest, if Slot was in, let's say he was in third place, like 4 points behind Man City, for example, and we'd already qualified for the Champions League, and say if we'd lost half of the games we lost, I don't think we'd be having this conversation at all. But obviously, that's where we are. So yeah, basically, that's all I wanted to say, guys, to be honest. Like I say, a real long one. I'm actually on the way to the boozer at the minute, so yeah, I'm going to say goodbye in a second. Just thanks everyone that just spoke to me just now. Very much appreciated. Like I said, it's just probably me being a bit of an idiot. Like I said, I'm still recovering through a bit of a mentally health type thing, which was last year. But like I said, the top and bottom is basically, long story short, I just feel really guilty for Arne Slot, and I probably shouldn't, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, there we go. Are you in the UK? Yes, I am, Leah. I'm in a lovely city called Leeds. This is Leeds. There you go. That's the I see you. Yeah. Yes, I live in Leeds. Really? Outside, are you waving? Where is Leo? Not seeing you, buddy. That'd be funny though, wouldn't it? Crikey. Yeah, so folks, that's I'm waving, can you see? Let me have a look. Can I see Leo? No, can't see you, dude. 6, 7. Yeah, folks, to be honest, that's pretty much it, to be honest. I had a feeling you were, Leo. I had a feeling you were. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it, dude. No, you've cheered me up, Leo, actually. No, and like I said, it was... I wasn't actually planning on going on tonight. Like I said, I usually do, for anyone that's interested, I usually do... what do I usually do on Tuesday? I usually do live reaction to Monday Night Raw, which, if you're not a wrestling fan, is a wrestling show, basically. Yes, I'm a massive pro wrestling fan. I usually do that, and I have not done it evening because basically I haven't watched it. For want of a better phrase, I've just come back from the gym. And then, yeah, I've just had this, I don't know, really bad feeling about Arne, to be honest. So, yeah, cool. Thanks for everyone for, like, listening to me moan and stuff. If I was, I would be so hyped. I will like and sub, no problem. Oh, thank you, Leah. That's very nice of you, mate. Cheers, mate. Yes, thank you for putting up with my weirdness. Many people don't. Yeah, guys. So, like I said, this little ranty thing. This isn't usually what I do. I usually do like a full Liverpool podcast, which is usually on YouTube sounds. But I don't know. I just felt like I should say something about the gaffer. And I suppose the last thing is, hi Leo, I suppose the last thing is just to say on Slot, if he does go, I suppose the main thing if Arne Slot does go, whatever anyone thinks of him, if you want fine, that's absolutely cool, not a problem. I suppose if he is going to go this week, I just want to say thank you to the bloke for giving me one of the best days of my life. And if he's got to go, he's got to go. I don't know. I just feel really, really... Basically, again, sorry for swearing, I just feel really shit for him. I really, really do. It's not fair, but that's life, unfortunately. But there we go. Let's have a look. I can't even read that. I'm just going to call you 98, my friend, because I literally can't see. I can't see. It's that dark at the minute. Hello, 98. How you doing? You all right? Yes. Thank you, Leo, as well for that. Yeah, I suppose I should go to the pub really then, which is where I'm actually meant to be going instead of wandering around Wellington Place on my own. Yeah, folks, just very, very quickly for those of you who obviously are subscribers, just to say that the Carabao match tomorrow, after I've just spent all my time moaning about Liverpool, I'm actually not going to be doing the live reaction tomorrow. For want of a better phrase, I'm going to the pub. Let's put it like this. I have the day off, if you follow my meaning. I would probably be in no fit condition to be doing a live reaction after being to the pub and having several beers and probably 70 million glasses of what. Well, I suppose I could do a live reaction, but like it would. I'm sure it would be quite amusing, but I don't think it would be necessarily. I don't think YouTube would be thrilled about me going on completely three sheets to the wind. To be fair, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my live reactions Carabao, and it'll be the Thursday. So I'm hoping to be I'm hoping to be somewhere around here. I might be somewhere else in Leeds actually. I found a really good spot to do vlogs and stuff. So I might be somewhere else in the city, and I'll probably do a live reaction because on Thursdays I usually do a wrap up for AEW, which again, if you're not a wrestling fan, is a wrestling promotion in America, which I'm sure most of you would have heard of AEW. But if you haven't, that's what I usually do on the Thursdays. So yeah, basically I suppose what I'm saying is, for want of a better phrase, the reason I'm not doing the live reaction is because I'm going to the pub to get hammered. Long story short, but there we go. Oh, no problem, Leo. Leo, listen, mate, you're a star. Thank you very much for listening to me. It's really good, really genuinely good to talk to you about. Thanks for cheering me up, mate. Appreciate it. Roz, where I'm from, we never walk alone. Yeah, well, Roz, no, I completely agree, Roz. This is why I'm struggling, Roz, if you're still there. I really, really am struggling, because that's not just a slogan, that's our club. We don't leave people behind. And I just feel, honestly, about 40 minutes ago, I could have burst into tears, and I couldn't tell you why. I just feel really, really bad that we're basically sacking off a title-winning manager. And I mean, should we be really sacking off a title-winning manager? And the other thing as well, actually, just very, very quickly, seeing as I've been moaning and carrying on, and I've not actually done the analysis. In terms of if we did sack Arne Slot, okay, fine, that's wonderful, brilliant. Who's replacing him? Who is replacing him? I mean, I get the Xabi Alonso thing, but I don't think anyone's even thinking, folks, from a practical point of view. Look, I know these things very, very quick, and people have to move jobs very, very quickly in football, and so on and so forth. The bloke has just lost his job at Real Madrid. His children are probably at school, probably still in Madrid. His missus is probably in Madrid. He needs to move all his stuff back to Liverpool in order to manage this. Now, I know that sounds really, really tough, but really stupid, because loads of us do that in our own lives. I've had to move and then start a job one day later and not have my house unpacked at the end of the day. I'm sure a lot of people have done, but like this is like a big, big thing, going from Real Madrid and then literally thinking to yourself, oh, I can relax, chill out, put my feet up even, play a bit of FIFA, have a couple of glasses of sangria, me and the missus can go to the cinema, all that business. And then FSG said, yeah, Xabi, do you fancy coming to manage Liverpool? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Would he want to manage us at the minute? I don't know. I will come back. Oh, thank you, Leo. That's very nice of you. Keep going. Don't give up. I will do. Roz, I'm American, by the way. Ah, welcome, Roz. I have lots of American subscribers, actually. I don't know why, but for some reason, like, I had to look at my YouTube thingy the other day. You know, when it gives you the breakdown of where people are watching you from and everything. And, like, I think half of mine's from America. And American people, I wouldn't say like, oh, every American likes me in the world, because obviously that's not true. But yeah, I seem to have a lot of American subscribers who seem to think I'm okay, which is a bit weird. I don't know, but it's very cool though, so thank you. Let's have a look. Mark, hey Mark, you're alright. We've spoke before, haven't we, Mark? I think. I heard that we were looking into getting into Alonso. Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying, Mark, a minute ago. Like, I'd be fine with that. Don't get me wrong. If Slot gets sacked, mate, and we can end up getting Xabi Alonso, that's absolutely golden. Not a problem at all. I'd be well happy with that. But I don't know. I just think I'm not sure if he'd want to do. Would he want to do it in the summer? Yeah, I reckon he'd be well up for it. Would he want to do it right this second? I'm not so sure. Now, if that happens, do we get an interim? And if so, who is it? Now, the obvious one that everyone is going to say, it would have to be Steven Gerrard. But obviously, Steven Gerrard's stock has fallen quite a bit. Hi, Logan, you're all right. Roz is saying Xabi Alonso as well. Yeah, everyone's here for Alonso. That's cool. But say if it was an interim, I mean, what are we doing? Is it Stevie G? And if... See, this is the other thing that I've got a problem with. If we are getting Xabi Alonso, would it not... And it's already been decided. Would it not be better to have a word with Arne and just say, look, and again, out of courtesy and respect as well, because he's going to want another job somewhere else, because obviously he's a top-class bloody manager at the end of the day. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I think what I'm trying to say, if you bear with me, is that would it be better if basically Xabi Alonso said, guys, I'll be your manager, but not until the summer. Right, fine. Are we better off sticking with Arne Slot till the end of the season, or do we throw the baby out with the bathwater and bring in Steven Gerrard, for example, to be the interim coach of Liverpool? And also, by the way, what happens if Steven Gerrard actually does really, really well? And those older Reds like me, you know fully well what's going to happen if Steven Gerrard does really, really well, because it's not that many years ago where basically we were all basically saying he was going to be the next manager of Liverpool. And some of the younger people laugh and say, don't be ridiculous. This is literally about 4 years ago when people were saying it. Because he didn't start off too badly with the Villa, if you look back on it. And obviously he won the title with Glasgow Rangers. So, but then obviously he had a bit of a disaster with Villa. He had a bit of a disaster with the Saudi thing, although I don't really think that was his fault. And I don't know, but if it's not Steven Gerrard as an interim, I don't know who else you can really get. I mean, Sammy Hippier's got management experience. I mean, in terms of old players, I mean, I'm happy to be corrected, but I can't think, other than Alonso, I suppose Robbie Fowler could do it. Robbie Fowler has actually coached. I would actually be okay with Robbie. I think he's a decent manager, to be fair. He's just not given him a chance. That I could deal with, if it's got to be an ex-Liverpool man. But in terms of anyone else, I mean, this whole thing of people saying, oh, we'll just get Jurgen back in. Guys, he's not coming back. I'm sorry to be the one that kills the puppy. Jurgen Klopp is not coming back to Liverpool Football Club. And it's as simple as that. People need to accept that and move on. It's like the whole thing with people refusing to believe that John Cena's retired, and it's like, guys, he's done. Just accept it. Anyway, Mark, I'm pretty sure he couldn't care as he loves Liverpool and we're a big team as well. Maybe you're right, Mark. Maybe you're right. Look, it could just me be coming out with absolute, excuse my language, absolute shit, basically. And I could be completely wrong about all this stuff. I would love to be right. Do you know what? I would love if Arne won the Champions League now. And I'd love all of us to, like, I would love to have to go to Arne cap in hand, and apologise to the man, basically. And like, Arne, you've won the Champions League, I am so sorry. And him just to be like, it's all right. But do I honestly think Liverpool are in a position to win the Champions League? Not really. I cannot see that happening in a month of Sundays. He won't decline us, I'm sure. Maybe not, Ros. I don't. Yeah. Well, to be honest, Ros, I was just thinking while I was talking. Look, if he gets the Liverpool managers, if he gets the offer to manage Liverpool Football Club, I'm sure Xabi Alonso would take it. I suppose what I'm saying is, like, is he rested enough, basically? Maybe he is. I mean, at the end of the day, he only managed Madrid for, like, what was it, that 3 or 4 months, 5 months, whatever it was. Maybe he's had more than enough rest. Maybe, he might just be ready to go now, for all I know. That's Leeds, by the way, again. I am going to be leaving here shortly because I want to see security guards. I'm looking, going, to quote the young people, what is bro doing, as my son would say. I don't know, I think it's a young people thing that they say to each other. Anyway, let's have a look. I heard City are keeping tabs on the Trent situation. Yeah, I was going to say, Mark, I've heard that as well, mate. How to put this? If Trent turned up in a Man City shirt to play against us at Anfield, as a Scouser, knowing what that city thinks of that other city, and I know it's not United, I know it's a completely different thing, but still Manchester. The welcome he received for Real Madrid would pale in comparison to the welcome he would receive if he rocks up at Man City. I mean, I don't think he'd ever. I think you're talking Michael Owen coming back to Liverpool. I don't think he recovers from that ever, if that's what happens. I mean, I was actually, because I've actually got Substack with for Liverpool. I do like lots of writing and stuff, and I've got like a Reddit community and this, that, and the other, where I interact with a few Reds. And I was writing the other day about, could bridges be built with us and Trent? And I know people will be like, well, we've got obviously Frimpong now and Bradley. It's like, yeah, but what if you just say to Jeremy Frimpong, right, lad, no more defensive responsibilities, off you go. And they're playing at right-sided midfield, or they're playing up front when Salah goes. Because I don't think Salah's going to be here for too long, to be honest. I really don't. I think we'll be struggling for... I don't think Mo Salah will be here next season. So could you do a deal with Trent, get him back in, have Jeremy Frimpong maybe as a right-sided midfielder going into a front three? I mean, I've heard weirder things. Would Conor Bradley necessarily be hugely thrilled about having to regain his place? And also, as well, does Conor Bradley, with the greatest respect to him, have the right to complain? And it's not me having a go at Bradders. I absolutely love the bloke, but obviously his injury record is pretty atrocious, to be honest, for a player of his age. But obviously Curtis Jones had all them problems as well. I'm just throwing it out there. So could we buy back Trent Alexander-Arnold, and could Jeremy Frimpong play a bit further forward, I guess is what I'm asking. So, what about Thomas Tuchel after the World Cup? Oh, cute Jenny. Hi, cute Jenny. How you doing? You're all right. Sorry, folks. I'm miles behind on the comments. I do apologise. I wasn't expecting to be on, to be honest. I'm usually pretty good with reading comments. I'm a bit. I'm also a bit tired because I've just been to the gym for the second time this year, and it's killed me. And I'm also going to the pub to ruin that gym right now. Yeah, but hi Jenny. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling. What about Thomas Tuchel? Do you know what? Ros, it's not a bad suggestion at all. It's not a bad shout. My only thing with Tuchel is, obviously, Liverpool. I'm not going to say like Liverpool fans are different. Look, we all love our individual football clubs, and none are more important than anyone else's football club at all. We've all got our football cultures and stuff. I'm not sure if Thomas Tuchel. I don't want to call him a mercenary at all. He seems like a decent enough bloke to me. But he is a bit of a gun for hire, and that's not really a Liverpool thing. Maybe it needs to be now, I don't know. Would Thomas Tuchel win us the Premier League? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Would Thomas Tuchel stay for 4 or 5 years? I honestly can't see it, but maybe that's the end of that sort of thing with Liverpool, because I mean, in my life, I mean, right, I'm very, very old. I'm like 45, by the way. We've had, I'm just trying to think who we've had as manager. Since I've been a fan, we had Kenny, Graham Souness, Roy Evans, Gerard Houllier, God rest his soul. What a bloke he was. Absolutely top human being. Rest in peace, Gerard. Rafa Benitez, that's 5. Jurgen Klopp, 6. And then... can't believe I've just walked into there. And then Arne Slot, which makes 6, 7. God damn it, that bloody 6, 7 thing, it's really annoying, honestly. I've completely forgotten my point, wasn't I? Oh yeah, so like, we tend to give our managers a lot of time, is what I'm saying. I think this is where I'm struggling a bit with Arne Slot, to be honest, because Liverpool Football Club are not one of them football clubs. We're not, with greatest respect, we're not a Chelsea, we're not Nottingham Forest, we're not a Man United. We do tend to give these people time. And I think that's what I'm struggling with a little bit. It's like, have we moved that far away from the Liverpool? And I'm not saying we should accept mediocrity at all by any stretch of the imagination, but have we moved so far away from the club ethos that we're just sacking some fella off when he just wants us to leave? And after he's just coped with... I don't want to keep bringing the Diogo thing in, but it does need to be brought in. Like, people are having a go at these players and slagging them off and calling them idiots and all sorts. And it's just like, they've just put one of their mates on the ground. And I don't want to be really awful, guys. I'm not saying this run of results for Liverpool is not acceptable at all. Don't get me wrong. And I think it's some of the players need to pull their heads out of certain orifices. But you have got to remember what these people have lost. The Diogo thing broke me, let alone anything. When I was going through my mental health journey last year, I wept for days over Diogo Jota, I'm not going to lie. Broke my heart. I love the bloke. He was my favourite. Diogo Jota was probably my favourite current Liverpool player at that time. And that's just me. I've never met the fella. Sorry, obviously I'll never meet the fella now. But you've got to think, if that's the impact that it had on me, and I've never met this fella before, and obviously you've got to take into account his family, which is far more important than the players. But it still stands. Maybe the players are still struggling. I mean, was it realistically? Should we realistically have expected Liverpool to have won the league this year in that circumstance? I mean, I hold my hands up. I thought Liverpool might. I didn't think we'd win the league, but I thought we'd be in the top 3 comfortably, and I thought maybe we'd finish back 5 or 6 points off, something along them lines. But should any of us really have been thinking about winning leagues and stuff when they've just put one of their mates in the ground? And probably the answer is no. And I include myself in that as well. It's not me being woke, darling, and all that stupid shit. By the way, I don't get involved with any of that, so don't do woke with me, folks. I was born in the 90s. In fact, I lived in the 90s even. Sometimes people go through shit, and it's not people being woke, it's people fucking struggling. Excuse my language, sorry, I don't usually drop F-bombs, I do apologise. Don't ban me, YouTube. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm just ranting basically, but should we be expecting the players to win the league? Is, I guess, what I'm saying, and probably, in my opinion, the answer is no. Let's have a look. There is a manager I'd love back, and that would be our man Klopp. I'd love it, Mark. Don't get me wrong, mate. I would. What I said about a minute ago, it wasn't me being critical towards anyone. I would love Jurgen Klopp back. I'd absolutely love it, Mark. I would be so happy. And again, I'll be completely honest, I cried on the day. I had to, where I work in Leeds, obviously I won't tell you where I work, but I actually had to leave my office when Jurgen Klopp announced he was retiring. And there's, at the time, there was like 3 or 4 women that I was working with. And they were like, I think they'd heard, and you're like, are you all right? And I was just literally like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. I'm absolutely fine. And I had to go outside and basically cry. And I came back in, and they were just like, to feel better now. And I was like, yes. But yeah, no, Mark, legitimately, I'd love it. I'd love it, mate, if Klopp came back. Look, hopefully I'm wrong, and he manages the club again. Maybe he will do, but I think the bloke looks really happy. That's the thing. It looked like, do you know, it sounds a bit weird, but you know the bit where Tony Stark in Avengers Endgame, this is a bit of a weird analogy, when he says, I am Iron Man, and then does all that business. And then Pepper Potts comes along and basically says, Tony, you can rest now. Not quite like that, obviously, because that's a bit Jurgen Klopp wasn't saving the, well, Thanos, obviously, but, although he probably could, to be fair. He kind of just looked so relieved, and literally like 3 or 4 weeks later, he looked like a different human being. Literally. So would he want to give that back up and do the press conferences again and have to go through all nonsense with the owners and this, that, and the other? I think he's happy with his life. And do you know what? Fair play to Jurgen as well. The man has worked his balls off, like literally 40 odd years. Let him have his chill out. You know what I mean? So, but if he ever wants to come back, don't get me wrong, I will absolutely take that dude. Absolutely. He's gone. Klopp has done his job for Liverpool. Yeah, no, I agree, man. What about Xavi from Barca? That is not a bad shout, Ros, at all. To be honest, Ros, I would be a lot happier with Xavi than I would be with Tuchel, because I know Barca is a different thing to, obviously, Liverpool Football Club, and that's, you know, it's a completely different thing. But obviously Barca's got their whole spirit and ethos of the club. They've got the whole Catalonia thing, the pools, and more than a club. They've got La Masia, and it's probably a bit more. Barca is probably closer as a club to Liverpool than something like Real Madrid or something along those lines, basically. So maybe I think that would be a good shot. He plays really good football, to be fair. So Xavi would definitely go in the top 5. I mean, I suppose my top 5 would be Xavi, Alonso. Definitely take Xavi. Feel free to shout at me all you want to. I really like Roberto De Zerbi. I honestly, I think he's a really, really good coach. And the other thing about De Zerbi is, I'm not saying he's like Klopp at all, but he's got a bit of fire and a bit of passion about him. And like, he will rage at people and lose his rag and like take the mick out of people in press conferences and stuff. And I'm not saying he's close to Jurgen. He's kind of the closest we've got. Maybe. Would I take Diego Simeone? No. I just don't think. If people don't like the football that Slot plays, I mean, they are highly likely to be very unimpressed with what he serves up. So that is not happening enough Sundays. Just trying to think who else. Unai Emery, is it a right fit? Maybe. Possibly. Not too sure. But there we go. Hi, are you in London? WJE Music. Oh, you don't want to say that round here, do you? No, I mean Leeds. In somewhere called Wellington Place at the minute, which is about 10 minutes from home. To answer your question, WJE Music. But yeah, no, this is definitely not London. The locals will probably not take too kind to that. They don't get on with London for some reason. I don't know. Real Madrid didn't give Alonso a chance. I agree, Mark. I thought the man was treated absolutely disgracefully. It was outrageous to fire someone that's in second place and's got you through in the Champions League just because you lost a couple of games to Barca. It's like, grow up, will you? And the other thing as well, Mark, with that, I'm sorry, but this Vinny Junior, look, obviously my heart goes out to Vinny Junior with the racism he suffers for obvious reasons because we're roughly the same colour and stuff. But other than that, I think the bloke is a complete fawning arsehole. I cannot stand Vinny Junior. I think he's an absolute. I've already dropped an F-bomb in here, so I'm not going to drop another one. But there's an expression that a character called Begbie in Train Spotting shouts at Renton in Train Spotting 2 in the last 20 minutes that I would use on Vinny Junior. Some of you may have seen that, and some of you may know the word that I'm referring to, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway, have you heard about Audi taking over Sauber? I have not. WJE Music. Have you heard of Audi taking over Sauber? Audi taking over Sauber? 6, 7? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Imagine if he went to the City, he'd get so. Yeah, he would do, Mark. He would do. Like I say, if Trent has got any sense, he will leave that well alone. But yeah, whether he would do, I don't know. Let's have a look. Wonderful Horseshoe. Hello, Wonderful Horseshoe. Toon fan, Klopp wouldn't manage any other team in the Premiership, in my opinion. I don't think he would, to be honest. I'll just call you Horseshoe. Great name, by the way. I don't think he would either. Let me think. Funnily enough, Horseshoe, the only other... I was actually thinking about this. The only other team in England that I reckon Jurgen would look at and go, do you know what? For the fan passion, the atmosphere, and because they back their own and they get behind the team. Funnily enough, Horseshoe, I was having a word with one of my Newcastle mates a while ago. One of my best mates is a Newcastle fan. And I was saying to him, we were about 7 or 8 pints deep at this point, but you know, I was actually saying, funnily enough, I think the only other team that Jurgen Klopp would be remotely interested in managing is Newcastle United. Just because it's obviously a one-city club. I mean, it's different to Liverpool, obviously, because we've got the F. But like, I just think he'd love the vibe of Newcastle. Look, I love Newcastle as well, but I think it's boss city, absolutely awesome. I'm due to go to Newcastle at some point, actually, in the next 2 or 3 months. Obviously, James is brilliant. I absolutely love the place, and like, it's just such a good atmosphere. The people are absolutely like just lovely in Newcastle. I think it's my second favourite city. My first favourite city, obviously, is Liverpool. Goes without saying. Leeds is my home, so that has to go in top 3. But I absolutely love Newcastle. Yeah, it's a great city. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, I think the only other city that he would the only other club that Jurgen Klopp would consider managing maybe is Newcastle United. I just don't think English sides he'd be interested in anything else. Maybe one of the Scottish teams for a laugh. I don't know, possibly. Let's have a look. It's crazy how just in the year the whole world's crazy about Isak, and now we have him and he's suddenly silent. Well, it's probably because he's injured, Ross, for one thing. And no, I'm not being rude or anything, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Ross. I just I'm starting to wonder whether, and I've wondered this for a while now. I've wrote it on my Substacks a few months ago. I was one of the few people who wasn't really best pleased with Luis Diaz being sold. And I do wonder sometimes whether we should have kept Lucho, bought Mark Guéhi and bought Schlotterbeck from Borussia Dortmund, and then we've got 2 class central defenders. Would we have been better off? And as well, and I'm sure Horseshoe would definitely agree with me on this. Cheers, Horseshoe, thank you. Will definitely agree with me on this. I thought the way that Alexander Isak, I know I'm meant to be a Liverpool fan, but the way he treated Newcastle United Football Club was an absolute disgrace. I thought it was bang out of order what he did. And I do worry that we've got a bit of a show pony, and I just wonder if Newcastle are probably thinking, do you know what? I mean, they've got Vista now, and I forgot the other fella now. Who's the bloke that looks like Logan Paul? I forgot his name. That's really rude, actually. I shouldn't compare Newcastle player to Logan Paul. You know the one I mean. I can't think of his name. Big fella. yeah, they've got them 2 strikers and about 30 million quid left over. We've now got a cropped player who can't hit a cow's arse with a banjo. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's, there we go. Socks, free Palestine. Do you know what? I don't usually go political, but yes, Socks, I completely agree. Free Palestine. If anyone's angry with that, go away. Yes, Roz, I think Liverpool should try a gamble for a manager, just like what Barca did with Hansi Flick and now players with... Now, there you go, Roz. Now, if I wanted another person... And I know he wouldn't come to us. I actually quite like Hansi Flick, you know. But, I mean, would he swap his lovely life in Barcelona to join Liverpool? I mean, I think Liverpool are probably better on the day than Barca, but, I mean, I'm just on about the place and the weather and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love Liverpool. I go 6, 7. I go like 5 or 6 times a year to Liverpool. I absolutely love the place. But would he want to give up that lifestyle? Not too sure, but yeah, Hansi Flick would definitely be one of those. Luis Enrique obviously would be brilliant. Again, would he want to leave PSG for us? Maybe. And the other point is, if we miss out on the Champions League, none of these managers, by the way, are going to want to come to us, and I am going to include Xabi Alonso. If we don't get in the Champions League, like, let's say FSG sit down with Xabi and say, right, well, I know you've got offers from Manchester City, and you've got offers from, I don't know, Bayern Munich or this, that and the other, but I tell you what we've got, Xavi, we've got the Europa League, yeah, why don't you come and sign for us? Xabi Alonso is going to be well within his rights to go, no. No, you're all right, mate. So that is another factor to take into account. The lads need to qualify for that Champions League. I mean, it's a good job that this coefficient business is keeping us in business, because we could be well off the pace with that if it wasn't for that. But there we go. Thanks, mate. No problem. Love the Cockney. The Cockney? I'm not a Cockney, mate. But born and bred Leeds lad. I just don't have the accent, though, to be honest. Actually, to be honest, half the time I get told that I sound like I'm from bloody Birmingham. I sound like it now, actually. But, hey, Finn, how you doing, mate? You all right? Yeah, half the time I get told that I sound like a Brummie, to be honest, and I'm just like, I'm not from Birmingham. Like, I'm not too far away from Birmingham, but no. Hi, son, you all right? Yeah, nice to see you again, Finn. You've caught me at the end, Finn, unfortunately, funnily enough. I am actually... I've been trying to go to... I've been trying to wander off to go to the pub now for about 20 minutes, but I've just been having a chat with some very cool people and stuff, so... also, my battery, folks, because I'm actually on the phone, as you can probably guess, has about 13% on it, so I will be wrapping up things very, very shortly. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening to my little rant, by the way. Like I said, I feel a bit better for talking about it now, but like I said, I suppose I just feel really guilty about Arne potentially losing his job, and I'm just really struggling with it. Is it right for a bloke that brought us so much joy last season to be at threat of losing his job? And it does come across as us being very spoiled, and I'm not saying that we're spoiled at all. At the end of the day, the fella is... Look, he's not getting us enough wins. As I say, we've won 5 games out of 17 in the league, and that is not good enough, and I'm aware of that, and that's fine. But it doesn't make me not feel like that, basically, I guess is what I'm saying. So, yeah, there we go. Where are you? Finn, I am in Wellington Place in Leeds, and just over there, about 5 minutes away, is something called a pub, which I'm going to go to for a well-earned glass of wine after today. So yes, I'm going to be hanging up in a minute, mate. But I'll be back on. I think I'm on twice on Thursday. Actually, I can't remember. What would Liverpool be today without Soboslai? Oh, Roz, Jesus Christ! I dread to think what I don't even want to think about it. I think there's a case for saying, Roz, to be honest, that if Sobbo had, let's say, if he'd been injured, I think there's a fair argument for saying Liverpool would be 12. Maybe 13. That's how bad we've been this season, and a lot of the players need to pull the finger out. I mean, the only other one that's been consistent is Ekitike. I mean, it's even affecting Virgil. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, I mean, like I said, the bloke's a legend. He has been shocking the last few weeks. Absolutely atrocious, Van Dijk. I mean, the performance against Bournemouth, it was like I was watching a different person. I was just like, Virgil, what on God's name I mean, what he was doing for that first goal. Look, everyone makes mistakes, and that's fine. What he was doing for that first goal, I mean, it looked like he'd been at he'd been at the ale house sinking about 7 or 8 pints of Guinness. It was absolutely atrocious. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Why am I feeling guilty? Oh, I was just saying, Finn, I just feel guilty about Arne, basically. Like, if he has to lose his job, basically, I just think it's pretty rubbish that a fella that's won a league title. I mean, I'm one of these, I'm not the most... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not the most ambitious Liverpool fan. Like, I literally said that's made my life when Liverpool won the league last year. I was just like, look, I've seen him win it at Anfield. I've been to see the trophy myself. I went to see the parade. It was absolutely awesome, apart from the rubbish that happened at the end, obviously. And this guy has brought me the best day of my life. That'll do. That's me done forever. But obviously there are other fans out there who are like, whoa, 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 whoa. We want to win several more of these things. And I'm kind of like, yeah, of course I do want to win them. I can kind of live without it now, to be honest. I've seen the league title being lifted at Anfield before I die, which was basically my mission. And obviously, I mean, I'm lucky I've seen us win the Champions League twice. So maybe from my point of view, I'm kind of like, well, I've seen 2 Champions League and 2 league titles literally in the space of, well, 3 of those things were in the last 7 or 8 years. Yeah, so there we go. We could be Wolves. Yeah, we could be Finn. Fortunately not. Virgil used to be able to win 3, but no, he can't handle anything. No, I agree. Like I said, I think he's been dreadful. I think he's been absolutely diabolical this season. Not the whole season, but that's a bit unfair. Like the first half of the season, Virgil's all right, but he's really, he's just been poor performances. My position when I play football at school is centre back. I'm getting better. Sorry. Oh, well done, mate. Well done. Right, guys, I am really sorry about this, by the way. It's been awesome talking to you. I'm really glad I've done this. I'm on about 5% battery. And you know that little warning where the little bloke comes up and says, put your effing battery in? That guy is now singing it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up. Let me just read you last few comments. It was great talk, mate. Which team of the Liverpool you would put bets on for the Champions League minus Barcelona? Just very quickly, Ross, who would I put a bet on? I'm going to go with Bayern Munich. If it's not Bayern, I'm going to go over Arsenal, Ross. Yeah, one of them. I think Barca will be in the semi-finals, don't get me wrong, but I would have thought that would be that as well. But yeah, hopefully it's not Arsenal. No offence to a subscriber that I know, by the way, who may have been listening to that, because I could do without Arsenal winning the domestic treble and the Champions League, but there we go. My uncle has been a Liverpool fan for 50 years. Oh, it's not. I'm not far off, Finn, to be honest. I've been a Red for... How long have I been Red for? 36 years, I think, or something along those lines. I started supporting them when I was 10, and that was, in fact, no, 35 years ago, so without giving away my age, that's how old I am. Anyway, right, cool. Nice one, guys. Yeah. Bye, Finn, and thank you very much, Roz. Roz, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very, very much. Absolute star. More than welcome to watch me again anytime. Really nice chatting to you. Finn, as always, absolute legend. And I'll see you soon. Right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.